Found this chest of drawers on Facebook Marketplace for free, so I went to get it. Loved it, came back. Oh, look at it, she's beautiful. Anyway, back to this. So the handles weren't quite to my taste, and some of the paint was a little bit thick, and I would just do it differently. So I took the handles off and keep them, just in case, you never know. And then instead of using paint stripper, I wanted to try out my new scraper, and it, you know, it worked kind of okay for this. And you didn't have to put too much pressure on it either, so that's good. Although I didn't use paint stripper, I still got the white spirits because it still helped to get some of the remnants off. As you'll see here, the stubborn bits of white paint that was left. And then I'm just giving it a sand to give it an all over smooth finish, and again to rid it of any of those little bits of white paint. So then I do the same process for the actual carcass. Once I got the paint off, I realised that it was damaged, so I used some wood filler. There we go, that's how much I needed, just to fill in this and then sand it again. And because I was going to paint it, it kind of was a little bit more forgiving, so I kind of laid it up a little bit, put more on if needed, and then sanded it. And then under the paint, the veneer also had some little bits of scrapes, so again I filled it in with this wood filler. Then used my favourite Indian Rosewood stain. And look at that, look how rich that makes it. Oh my god, it's beautiful. If a piece has got wood like this, I always do try, and it's in good condition, I always do try to show it and leave it exposed where possible. Any little bits of dents and scrapes or something like that, I do forgive them most of the time, because I realise these pieces aren't exactly like a day new. Some are from the 40s, 50s, 60s, so I know that they've probably been through a bit and seen a bit, so I don't mind sometimes the little dinks in there. But if it looks too bad, I do try and either sand it out, fill it out, disguise it out, whichever way you want to do it. Just cleaning the inside of the drawers there and letting them dry, ready for the drawer liner later. Now this paint, Bunty's, I'm ashamed to say that up until, I don't know, a couple of months ago, I've never heard of it. It just popped up one day on Facebook and I thought, oh, let's have a look. Oh, it's British, yeah, I'm in England, so I'll give it a bit of a go, and it's my favourite, hands down. It's self-settling, so you tend to get way less paint marks. It's very highly pigmented. It seems to, even these are just tester pots, and I managed to do the whole piece and still have about a quarter of this tester pot left. Yeah, granted I didn't paint the top or the drawer fronts, but there's still the sides and the fronts as well here. So please just go and test them, especially if you're in England. I'm afraid they don't ship abroad as yet, but if you're in England, look at your nearest stockists, or even get it delivered from the comfort of your own home, and you will not be disappointed. I mean, I've tried all the best ones, but this to me is my favourite, so yay! I haven't tried any of their primers or waxes yet. I do still use Sloan for that because I've got some left, tried and tested, but it goes very well with this paint as well. This is mineral paint, so please just try it. So here I've just masked off with masking tape and going over with some satin varnish. I've already waxed this piece by now, and wax is a matte finish. So obviously combined with the satin finish, as you can see, especially in different lights when you move, as you'll see later, you can actually see all the stripes. It's a very subtle design and I like that, and I will do it again with the matte and satin, or even matte and gloss will go quite well. So I like the effect that much. I also did it on the little, what would you call it, back plate that they put on this older furniture to stop things rolling off and going behind them. And I think the paint may have been a little bit damp basically and not quite dried fully, because when I pulled this masking tape off, which isn't exactly the stickiest thing in the world, that's why I use it for this sort of thing, it actually peeled off some of the paint, but that's going to be my fault because I have done it since then and it hasn't pulled any paint off at all. But you know, no biggie, I just went over it with a little brush and filled it in again. But as I say, I've done it again since this and had no issues because I thoroughly let it dry. This was just me being very impatient, as you'll get to know throughout these videos. So I'm just waxing this gorgeous beautiful wood and then just giving it a wipe. This is Sloan Bright Gold Gilding Wax. When I say a little goes a long way, yeah, I could see this tube lasting like an eternity and beyond really. You only need a tiny little touch and it glides on, it's lovely, it's very pigmented, and I just like doing this just to go around the edges to give it a little bit more summit. And then finally I'm going in with some dark brown wax again to give it an age effect, a little bit of dimension, and some, I don't know, dirt in the corners I guess. I know it's not dirt obviously, but it just gives it that little bit of something again. Now these handles didn't come with a piece as you see previously, but I absolutely love them. Again, a Facebook Marketplace. I think they were 50p each. Something crazy, so it's great what you can find on there. So I'm just attaching. So this is the drawer before. It's quite forgiving actually, because even though it's sticky, you can actually, as you'll see in a moment, pull it off to reapply if it's not quite level. Believe it or not, I am a perfectionist, so if it's even like a couple of mils out, I do try and just go in and do it. It wouldn't bother anyone else in the world, just me. Please don't forget to subscribe, give a little like, and sharing is caring. And stay tuned for many more projects on the go. Like when I say I can't move in my workroom / shed, I can't move in my workroom / shed. There's just so many and I keep getting more. I cannot stop. Somebody help me. Anyway, enjoy. So subscribe and perhaps watch another one. Bye. Just realised I didn't actually think I took a breath throughout the entire narration of that. Right. It went off to its new owner and she loved it.